diving into a wild story of family drama so intense it almost tore a family apart for good. We're talking about a famine so bad it brought an entire kingdom to its knees, and a plot twist so incredible it literally changed the course of history. This is the story of how one of the worst acts of betrayal you can imagine ended up being the very thing that led to the birth of a nation.
All right, let's jump right into the emotional core of this thing. We're in the court of the second most powerful man in Egypt, and he's just lost it, crying so loud everyone can hear him. But this isn't just some random outburst. This is a moment of pure, raw emotion that's about to change absolutely everything.
You see, for a while now, Joseph, the prime minister of Egypt, has been putting his brothers through a series of tests. These are the same brothers who sold him into slavery years ago. But now he finally sees that they've changed, and he just can't hold it in any longer. The dam breaks, and he finally tells them who he really is.
Can you just imagine the sheer panic, the absolute terror in that room? The brother they betrayed, the one they left for dead 2 decades ago, is standing right in front of them, holding the power of life and death over their entire family. They are completely, utterly at his mercy.
But here's where the story takes a turn you'd never expect. Instead of revenge, Joseph gives him this unbelievable perspective. He tells them, hey, don't freak out. This wasn't you. This was God. He basically reframes their terrible, evil act as part of a much bigger, divine plan. In his mind, God used their betrayal for a greater good, to save all of their lives.
And Joseph's plan isn't just about forgiveness. It's about pure survival. The famine that brought them to Egypt in the first place, it's only been 2 years. There are still 5 more devastating years to go. He knows there's no way they can make it back in Canaan. So what starts as this incredibly personal, emotional family reunion very quickly becomes an issue of national importance. The news that Joseph's long-lost family has shown up goes all the way to the top, and Pharaoh himself gets involved. And Pharaoh isn't just okay with it, he's thrilled. He issues a royal decree to fund their entire move. He gives them wagons, tells them not to worry about packing up their stuff, and basically says, the best of everything we have in Egypt, it's yours. That just shows you how much he trusted and valued Joseph.
And in this moment, you really get a peek into Joseph's heart. As he's sending his brothers home to get their father, he gives them all gifts. But for Benjamin, his only full brother, he goes way over the top. 5 new sets of clothes and a huge amount of silver. It just shows that even after all that pain and time apart, that special bond was still there.
So, the brothers rush back to Canaan with the news. And their father, Jacob, is hit with this bombshell. His favorite son, Joseph, the one he's been mourning for 22 years, is not only alive, but is basically the ruler of Egypt. He can hardly believe it.
Now, for Jacob, this is not a simple decision to just pack up and move. You have to understand, his family has been in this land, the Promised Land, for over 200 years. Leaving it, even to see the son he thought was dead, feels like turning his back on a promise from God. So before he crosses that final border, Jacob stops. He goes to this really important spiritual place called Beersheba, and he's there to ask one crucial question. Is this really what God wants me to do? It's a real moment of doubt for him. And right there, he gets his answer. God tells him, don't be afraid, go. But he doesn't just give him permission. He makes this incredible promise. I'm going with you. I'll make you into a great nation in Egypt, and I promise I will bring you all back here again one day.
And so the journey begins. But get this, it's not some massive wave of people. The entire future of the nation of Israel starts with this one small family. Just 70 people heading into a foreign land to survive a famine. After that long trip, we get to the other huge emotional peak of this story. In a place called Goshen, after 22 years of separation and grief, a father and his long-lost son finally see each other again. Jacob just holds his son and weeps. For him, this is it. This is the moment that makes his whole life feel complete. After decades of thinking his favorite son was gone forever, just seeing him alive and well brings him this incredible sense of peace. He can finally rest. And Pharaoh, true to his word, gives them the absolute best land in Egypt, Goshen. It was this super fertile area, perfect for their flocks and herds, and strategically it was brilliant. It kept them a little separate from the main Egyptian population, but was right on the border, pointing them back toward their eventual home. So, let's zoom out a bit. This reunion didn't just save one family. It totally reshaped a kingdom.
While Jacob's family was getting settled, Joseph's famine policies were changing Egypt forever. And Jacob himself started thinking beyond just survival and more about his family's long-term legacy. As the famine got worse, Joseph rolled out this really smart, if tough, plan. He sold grain to the people, and when their money ran out, they paid with livestock. When the livestock ran out, they paid with their land. In the end, Pharaoh owned almost everything, and Joseph set up a permanent 20% tax on all future crops. It saved the people for sure, but it also centralized all the power in the hands of Pharaoh for generations.
Now, as Jacob's life is coming to an end, he knows his family's time in Egypt is just temporary, so he calls Joseph to his side and makes him swear an oath, one of the most serious, binding oaths you could make back then. It was a promise so deep it was tied to the future of their entire bloodline.
And what was this all-important final request? Don't you dare bury me in Egypt. Take me back and bury me with my family in the Promised Land. It was his final, powerful act of faith, showing that he truly believed God would keep his promise and bring them all back home.
And here it is. This is the promise from Beersheba coming true. That tiny family of 70 people that walked into Egypt, they thrived in Goshen. And over the next 4 centuries, they grew into a massive nation of more than 2 million people, ready to finally return to the land promised to their ancestors. When you boil it all down, this whole story leaves us with this incredible question. It forces you to think about how something so awful, an act of pure jealousy and betrayal, could somehow be twisted and used to become the very thing that saved a family and laid the groundwork for an entire nation.